Greetings, YouTube. When people say suicide prevention, a lot of the times they'll think of a hotline to call or someone seeking therapy or taking some kind of medication. I take antidepressants. And in fact, I spoke to my doctor today. I'll be increasing the dosage from 100 milligrams once a day to 75 milligrams twice a day in my next prescription refill. And I've had a lot of good things with Wellbutrin. I'm really quite happy. I find one that seems to be working for me. But suicide prevention is more than just that. One of the things it is stability. And that word often gets a negative connotation because people think of stability as being staid, boring, dull. Um, but no, stability is just what it sounds like. You want a table that's stable, right? You want a chair that's stable. Well, you want your life to be stable. And from a stable platform, you can do great things. And some of the ways that you create a stable life is that you make sure that a person has enough food to eat. They have a stable, safe, clean house to live in or share with someone. You make sure that they earn a living wage so they can pay all their bills and not have to constantly worry about going into debt or losing their job and becoming homeless again. And you make sure they have access to health care, the entire range of health care, mental health, dental health, eye care, as well as a general practitioner for the rest of their body and whatever specialists they may need. Soup to nuts, cradle to grave. If you create that kind of a stable life for a person, that will prevent suicides. If you support people and give them the things they need, you give them access to the tools they need, they'll do great things. But if you let the entire system be run by capitalists who want people to be hungry and constantly worried they're going to be homeless and always on edge and always off base because that gives the capitalists more leverage. If people are tired and worn down and in a state of instability, that means they can't organize and can't fight back. It also means that people out there who might be on the edge of falling into the morass of depression and suicide will do just that. Because suicide is a symptom of other problems, the ultimate conclusion of them, in fact. It just doesn't happen out of nowhere. People fall victim to suicide because they don't have the stable life they need. And we could do that. This is the most powerful nation in the world, the richest. There's no reason that every single person in this country could not, from cradle to grave, soup to nuts, get everything they need for a stable, safe life. They're not going to own yachts. They're not going to be members of country clubs. But they'll also won't be hungry and homeless and sick and scared. But that's what capitalism wants them to be, because it makes them easy to exploit. And some people will not be able to handle that pressure. Some people will die. Now, if you allow a person to die at a young age when it was entirely preventable because of your callous disregard for your fellow human being, because you want to get another penny of work out of them for that day, how is that any different than shooting them? It's a lot more passive. It's a lot harder to pin on you, yes. But they're just as dead. And the plan was just as finite. Capitalists know that the environment they've created will cost lives. Just as a gunman spraying bullets into a crowd knows that his actions will cost lives. Maybe not a specific life, but whether it's a capitalist or somebody spraying a crowd, how is that different? I don't think it is. And we could prevent suicides. We could reduce them down to the point where they are a rare tragedy, where they are the lightning strike of our lives. Instead of, for example, just among the veterans, 22 a day. 22 veterans a day die in America. They're being lost to suicide. And it's completely preventable. We just apparently don't care.